This is Chris Baker, the host of the podcast Tell Me Your Story. And today's special guest is I'll just let her tell her name. Go ahead.
I was waiting for this moment. My name is Tshimangadzo Murovhi.
And where are you from?
I'm from South Africa in a province called Limpopo, a town called Polokwane.
And this is what I always like to add to what I just want to say before we get started. How great of a time we are actually living in right now to make this even possible that we can do this through our phones. How awesome
You
is
know,
that? How awesome is that?
it's wonderful.
But all right, let's do what we always do, and I'm just gonna start from the very beginning. How was it growing up in your childhood?
Okay, I grew up in a family of six, both parents, mom and dad, and three other siblings, my two elder brothers, me, and then my younger sister. It was quite a lovely family, and with the involvement of extended family, it was cool.
And can you kind of just describe to us what it's like just growing up in South Africa? Is it your typical childhood where you got bicycles and a lot of cars passing by, or
Okay, and not really. I never owned a bicycle. I can't even ride even now. So uh, we used to play house. We used to play. We mostly played outside, and I was not really sporty. So yeah, we'll also do book colorings, you know.
and
Yes, and
what
play most of the indigenous South African games.
kind of describe? Is it like tag? Are you playing tag over there? What kind of games do you guys have?
Yes, we did, and we also played some skipping rope. It was a sort of a
I lost you. I can't hear you. Okay, there we go. Okay, what'd you say? I lost you right there.
Am I back?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Oh, now you're going again. They're trying to stop us from making this happen. No, I lost her altogether. Oh, there she is now. Now she's reconnected.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What happened?
Someone was trying to call me. Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we were talking about you had tag. Yeah, that was one of the childhood games that you could play. And then you had Stip Rock.
Yes, rope skipping.
Oh, jump rope.
Yes.
And then did you guys have kickball at all?
Pardon?
Did you have kickball? Soccer?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. But I never played soccer. I
What?
never even played netball.
No? What the heck? What's going on over there?
I was one of those kids who loved talking, so I preferred games where we'd talk, like your speaking challenges, your debates, your speeches, poems, and all those kind of things.
Oh, okay.
I loved talking from a very young age.
Yeah. Was it hard? Was it hard learning English?
Yes, because I went to a primary school in the villages. We speak Chivenda, and you'll find a teacher teaching you English in Chivenda. So it was quite a challenge to know. But then those who were a bit privileged would go to multiracial schools where they'll be taught in English, and it became their daily bread. So some of us had to learn when we go to secondary school, varsity. That's when we started polishing it here and there.
Huh, interesting. Kind of, let's dig into that a little bit. How was your school experience? What was that like?
I remember my first day at school. I went there with my cousin, whom we stayed in the same street. So his mom was a teacher in that primary school, and to my surprise, he was in his mother's class, and I was not in that class. So I said I was not going to start school if I'm not taken to that class. I wanted his mom to teach me. So I she keeps reminding me that, hey, when are you been troublesome?
What
Yeah.
was that? Did you get your grant? Did you get the wish that you wanted? Did she end up teaching you?
They eventually took me to that class, and I was quite a participative kid. Yeah.
How many years did you take?
Pardon?
I said, how many years of school did you take?
Okay, from primary school to until the finishing of the secondary school, it's 12 years.
Ooh, so it's pretty much the same as like here, 12 years. But
Then there's varsity. Then there's varsity. I did a degree that was meant for 3 years, but I completed in 4 years.
wow, what was college like when you're getting your degree? Did you come to the States at all?
I lost my mom when I was 15 years. And when I was doing my first year in varsity, my dad also passed on. I was 18. So it became a whole different situation together from having two lovely parents to being an orphan, and at a time where I felt I needed them the most. I was in my late teenage years, like my first year in varsity. You know how girls behave in those stages and
Yeah,
whatnot.
yeah.
So it was quite challenging in varsity because both my parents were normal, and I had inherited money that I was supposed to take myself to school with. And imagine an 18-year-old now being responsible for their own money. And I still had 2 years ahead of me. So I had to be an adult at 18. And I had a younger sibling, my younger sister, that I had to look after. So in varsity, I was a parent to myself as well. So I didn't really play like other kids.
No,
Yeah,
you didn't have the chance to because your parents had passed and you had to step up to the plate and take on the challenge of, being disciplined and taking care of yourself. And then also on top
yeah,
of that, you added that you had to take care of a younger sibling, which pretty much puts you into like here it would be like just being a parent trying to get a degree, and I could only imagine how difficult that was.
yeah. It was quite challenging because I was no longer staying with the younger sister in the villages because I had to go to town, stay in res. So whatever I was doing, she was always in my mind. I have a younger sister that I have to look after, and I had to also be a child myself. I had to enjoy being a youth. I had to enjoy being in varsity, but also bearing in mind that I no longer have parents, and I must quickly complete this degree. I shouldn't fail because there's a possibility of exhausting the money before I finish, and I really, really, really wanted to complete my degree. So yeah, it got a bit challenging. You'd see other students, when it's recess, their parents will be coming to pick them up, and me on the other hand, I had to use public transport, and not seeing my parents seeing what I'm achieving, which I had promised them, or that I'm gonna go to varsity, do this and that, and I wanna work. So it was tough.
I could imagine it. And just the feeling of, I mean, how did it feel to you, especially at them times when you had to take the public transportation? Like when your parents, you seen other people's parents come to pick them up, did it affect you hard? Did it hit you hard, or how were you feeling in that moment?
It really hit me hard because I grew up in a family where there was a car. Both my parents were teachers, so we didn't really struggle growing up. We had medical aid where when you feel sick, you simply go to a doctor instead of going to a public clinic. Then when they both passed, I had to start learning to go to public clinics and hospitals, which I was never used to. I had to learn how to ride on public transport. Whereas growing up, we'll just be like, let's get into the car. We're going shopping. We're going this and that. So it was challenging.
And then yeah, just kind of like dig a little bit into that. How was it? Like, did you eventually catch on, and was it did it become easy to you, or was it just kind of like a battle throughout the whole progress?
It was quite a battle, which even now it still is. I think I was in denial for quite some time after they passed. When my mom passed, I was just 15. I couldn't come to terms with it. I just felt like it was a dream. Then, before I even tapped into reality, my dad had to pass on like 2, 3 years later. So, even today, sometimes I just wake up from that dream that, oh, my parents are no more, because it didn't really feel real to me. I just felt like, no, man, this is a dream. One day I'm gonna wake up from this dream. So I think uh, losing your parents, it's one thing that you really have to live with it daily. And as you grow older, when you feel the need of your parents, it even becomes worse.
Yeah. And what would your advice be to the person that, like, right now, that how are you dealing with it? How are you able to get through the days and not let it affect you as much, but manage to, you understand what I'm saying? To get through it without it bothering you.
One thing that keeps me going, I had told my parents that when I grow up, I want to be a TV presenter. And then when I went to varsity, I did a degree in media studies. When I was busy with that degree, I fell in love with radio. I'm currently a radio presenter, so it's one thing that I know that my parents are proud of me right now.
And
That I'm living my dream. I'm living my dream,
how
which
does it
they knew from a very tender age that I wanted to be in the media industry.
and this how does it feel right now just being on the radio? Just to you ever drive home and just listen to yourself and you're like, hey, that's me. That's me. How does it feel just having your dream just
I still
come
can't
true?
believe it. I've been working on the radio for the past. It's my 11th year this year.
Wow.
For the past 10 years, I've been doing news. I was a news anchor. Then I was a current affairs show presenter. Then this year I present an interfaith program. It's nice. I I do love listening to myself, and I'm like, wow, I've come this far.
You gotta like pinch yourself from time to time. You're like, is this real? Is this
Yes,
real?
it's this me. Yes.
Is this really happening? So when you first got on set for your first program, what was it like? How were you feeling in that moment?
I was truly nervous, but with the love of being in media industry, I think I beat that fear very quickly. Um, I was working for a radio station where I was a newsreader with my mother tongue and English. So I had to translate the bulletins from English to Chivenda, my home language, and then some hours I would read in English. So it was fun, very lovely.
All right, and then I just had a vision of you as a child, as you're in your teen years. You used to practice it all the time, correct? You used to have your own little. You would practice yourself doing it.
Yes, I'd stand in front of a TV watching presenters doing it, and I'll be
I know God just
imitating
gifted me
them.
with that vision, seeing you as a little girl
Yes.
being in front of the TV,
Yes.
talking like you're on the TV.
Yeah. And uh, given the situation in South Africa, the apartheid era, I was like, I want to be the first black person on TV,
And
you know?
have you been on TV yet?
No, not yet. I
Oh
still
yeah.
want to go there. I believe that I've done radio for too long now. I seriously want to go to TV.
Well, this is kind of like a good taste of it. You get to be you're on TV right now. This is-
Yeah!
We get to be on TV. Does anybody
Yes,
want to
I'm
give a
right
shout
on
out to?
TV.
Oh, I made it.
Yes, Mom, I made it.
We did it. And this is only the beginning. This is the cool part about just being on here. Like I said, it's like how awesome of a time it is that we're living in right now. That I'm here in America,
Mm.
you're in there, you're in South America. I mean South South Africa.
South
Sorry,
Africa. Yes,
gotta correct that real quick. South Africa.
yes.
I'm in America, and just the fact that we're able to do this right now is just truly incredible. The fact that you're on TV, you're
It
living your
is. It
dream.
is.
Is there is there any program that
I'm
you
living my dream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
without a doubt. And I mean that's the awesome thing is I wish anybody else that's watching this right now that this inspires them to chase after their dreams and continue to pursue it, man. Because make it become possible. And look how happy she is. She's did it.
Yes.
She practiced it, and now she's doing her craft, man. She's doing what she's all
It's
about.
possible. It's possible. No matter what circumstances you meet on the way, it's always possible. If you put your mind in it, if you focus and you tell yourself that I'm gonna fight for this if need be, it's always possible.
And what a lot of people like, you probably heard it yourself too, is a lot of people probably came to you and told you, you're living a fairy tale. This dream's never gonna happen for you. And now that you're sitting there able to say, yes, look, I did it. I accomplished it.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
now the people are probably coming
There,
to
there's
you like,
there's
hey.
there's no excuses. No excuses.
And how, I mean, just kind of just tell us a little bit more, just how it feels just to be living out your dream right now. And only to be really at the beginning is what a wonderful life to come.
When you truly living your dream, you don't struggle in what you do because it's one thing that you love. Like even if they wake me up and be like, go on radio now, I'm not even going to ask, what am I going to talk about? Because this is just me. So it's force yourself, whenever you know that I'm on
Yeah.
shift today, you're quite excited to be talking to the listeners. You're quite excited to be like, currently I produce my shows. I'm excited, like the process of finding guests and listening to different views. It makes me grow as a person. It makes me feel that I'm indeed living my dream. Like sometimes I'll even interview people I never thought I'll be able to talk to, like their class or given their positions. But because I'm living my dream, I can access like quite prominent people.
And just how it feels right now just to be I'm not nobody special, but how's it feel just being able to talk to me? Did I lose you? You still there? Hello?
Hello?
Oh, I
Yes,
lost you
back.
for.
Yeah,
And
I lost you for a bit there.
how does it feel just to be able to just talk to the bigger stars, the people that you probably watched growing up, and just having them on your show? How's that feeling?
It's great. Like I followed way too much South African history when we got into the new South Africa where we are free and all that. So finding myself interviewing members of parliament, interviewing ministers, interviewing people in the presidency, like I'm like, oh, okay, this indeed is a new South Africa.
Huh. And
Yes.
what what do you guys talk about?
For the past 10 years when I was doing news, we'll talk about politics, we'll talk about economy, we'll talk about even social ills and whatnot. Currently, I'm doing an interfaith program. We talk about our culture as Bavenda people. We also talk about Christianity, Islam, Rastafari, those kind of things.
Hmm. All right, I'll step into this. Um, let's talk about the difference in your culture and my culture. Do
Yes.
you want to go first, or should I start first?
Start.
I am currently in the state of Ohio, here in the States. And well, my culture, we're actually pretty easygoing. It's pretty simple around here. Everybody, from my perspective, I couldn't say anybody else's, that we all seem to get along pretty well. Everybody seems to mingle and just have a love for one another, you know. Although, in as times are, we're still kind of dealing with the COVID and everything that has come through and kind of made us a little more distant and whatnot. But at the same time, I think it has brought us together and made us a little bit closer. And it helped a lot of people, open their eyes to seeing the world a little differently, looking at everything around us. And for me, I'll speak on my own half as I began to appreciate everything that is just around us every day. And then I, speaking into culture, I speak into my Christianity is just being grateful just for always waking up and having another day, another blessing. Just from the moment I get out of bed, I'm thankful to open my eyes, to be able to hear out my ears, to be able to speak to you through this phone,
You know.
and just I could go on for days about that. Just the spirit of gratitude of just being just happy just for everything that is all around me, from the walls that surround me and keep me safe, and the locks on the doors, the food in the cupboards,
Yeah.
and then it goes there like being able to drive from point A to point Z, having all these different restaurants and all these different grocery stores and all this, just everything, have running water, clean water, just all this good stuff, and yeah, that's my culture.
Okay. Um, so my culture, I'm a Tshimangadzo speaking person, and we are one of the most respectable cultures in South Africa. We were kind of closed off back in the days, but as time goes on, things do change, and we started to open up. You know,
Yeah.
we also do respect people a lot, and we respect our culture. Like when a woman in my culture, greets elders or men, like you kneel down and greet them, showing them respect in that way. And we do love cooking our indigenous food. We mostly plant our own vegetables, we plant our own maize, we we literally plant our own food. As as I speak to you, we hardly buy maize meal. We plant, and back in the days we used to grind the millers on our own to become maize meal. But then, thanks to technology, we now have machines to do that.
I'm, well, as you're saying that, I'm thinking to myself like, how nice would it be for just to know where your food came from, and what
Yes.
it's where it grew up at, and
What is in your food?
yeah, what's in the food. Because out here, it's
Yeah.
like, have you ever heard of McDonald's at all?
Yes.
We have it out here, and like that is one thing I am kind of like pushing myself away from anymore because like so like whenever I eat it, man, it puts me into a fog. Like I feel like if food does that to you, something's not good in it. They're putting something in that
Your
food.
body's rejecting it.
Yeah, your body when your
Yeah.
body's reacting a certain way, I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't think this is for me. And then the same goes
Yes.
for like with caffeine and stuff, like pop, coffee, soda, whatever you want to call it. I can't drink
Mm,
that anymore because
yeah.
when I first stopped drinking it, I used to get like massive headaches. And I'm thinking like, okay, if my body is reacting this way because I'm not drinking
Mm.
the caffeine anymore, that's not good. When I started,
Yeah,
like, it was
it's not.
just that certain like small.
Sometimes after drinking caffeine, you literally feel it in your heart that there's a change.
Oh yeah,
Like, mm,
and yeah, just realizing like just that little stuff, like stuff like that is like it came to my attention. Like, I don't want to mess with this stuff because what is it doing to me inside? That's causing my body to react a certain way. My body's rejecting it, saying it doesn't want nothing to do with it. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just listen to what my body is trying to tell me.
yeah, it's good that you listen.
Because I'm thinking like in the long term too. In the future, if I
Mm,
continue to feed my body the wrong stuff,
yeah.
what's gonna happen to my body when I get older?
Do you exercise?
Yes, I love to exercise.
Wonderful.
And a lot of people that are watching right now, if you haven't, just start off by doing a daily walk. Just take yourself on a like, start off with a half hour walk and then turn it into an hour. And especially if you're trying to lose weight too, that's a that's definitely a good
Yeah.
thing to start off with. Just walk it. Just get yourself out there, get some fresh air in those lungs, and get back to it.
Yeah. It's quite amazing when you do that. Mm.
How far can you walk? I usually, for me, when I take a walk, I usually go for about, depending on how I'm feeling, I can usually do about an hour walk, 2 hour walk. If I really get into that mode,
Wow,
I'll
that's
disappear for
great.
a couple days.
And the lovely part is you come back feeling so light.
Yeah, you just because you're,
We it shouldn't be all about trying to lose weight, but it's all also good for the mental health.
oh yeah,
Yes, sometimes you just feel heavy, and then after a walk, you feel lighter.
yeah, it clears you up. You get to, and that's another thing I might want to add too. As you're walking, unplug yourself from all the distractions, but actually walk into the world and actually take everything in and around you because you could
Just
grow. Yeah,
connect with Mother Earth. I've learned to exercise without any music, like just to listen to the nature.
and that is the most beautiful thing is just hearing the
It's
world,
very
just
beautiful.
hearing it all around you. The birds. I love waking up
The
and
birds.
just hearing the
Mm-hmm.
birds chirping.
especially in the morning.
All the morning songs, man. I never get
Yeah,
tired of it. I love, especially in the spring around here, summertime. That's the best time because you hear the birds singing their songs. You hear the morning doves doing their thing. They're singing as well, and it's like
yeah.
in the morning time. That's when I love to take walks because that's the best time. Everybody's sleeping, and
Mhm.
it's a brand new day. It's a brand
It
new day.
prepares you. Prepares you for the day ahead. You can't be waking up to noise and negativity.
Yep. And then just doing that, man, just taking that walk, you're filling yourself with love, and feeling the positivity. And then it just,
You know.
like you said, it builds you up for the rest of the day, and you find yourself in a very, very good mood, a very loving mood. And
Hmm.
you just want to share that with the rest of the world. And everybody's like, hey, why is this guy smiling so hard?
And it's contagious, you know.
Like, come on now.
You walk around transferring the positivity.
And that's really us as humans. That's what we don't know is we have that superpower inside of us that we can do stuff like that. That
True,
can be
true.
contagious.
We underestimate that part.
Just the love to share to others. All right, we're getting a little off
Yeah.
topic here. We got to
Yeah, let's get back.
get back into your story. So we covered your childhood, we covered school, your degree, losing your parents. What was it like afterwards? After you had finished and got your degree, what was that? What was like life?
Um, with the high rate of unemployment in South Africa, I was a bit frustrated as to whether am I going to get a job. But fortunate enough, just a year after I graduated, I got a job at a community radio station. It was purely for experience for me. And I worked there for like 2 years with no salary, no stipend, just purely for the love of it and experience.
Well,
And yes, after that, I had my firstborn when I was working there, a beautiful baby boy.
hold on.
Yes,
We gotta go back just a little bit. Where did
yes.
we find this lover at? Where did this come into play?
Ah, I met a guy. We fell in love. Then a year later, we had a beautiful baby boy. We met when I was doing my final year university. Then following year, I fell pregnant, and then we had this beautiful baby boy. He's turning 11 this year.
Wow, 11 years. Does it feel like it though? Can you believe that he's 11 already?
I also have to pinch myself every time. Or oh, is this me having a kid?
Is this really happening? Is this happening, man? Wake up.
Yes, you know.
That is
So after having my son, I had to quit my job
whoa,
because
you had to quit?
with no salary and pardon.
I said you had to quit your job afterwards, like after having the baby? But I'm talking to
I
you.
went back to work for a few months. After having a baby, I went back to work for a few months, but I realized that it's not working. I'm not earning a salary. I'm just going to work, and there's my son, there's a nanny and whatnot. So I stayed home for like a year. After that, I got um, another job as a newsreader again at a university radio station. At least there was a stipend there, so I'd cover for my own transport, and then I felt sorted. Just after 3 months with the University of Venda radio station, I went for an interview with a national radio, South African broadcaster, national broadcaster, SABC. I got a job there at Parapara FM as a current affairs presenter producer. I was also doing news bulletins there, which I did from 2014 until this year in March.
Wow. That is awesome, man. I mean, like you said, that
It's
as a little girl that you were practicing this, you were picturing this in your mind where you were seeing yourself,
yeah.
being on, becoming a,
Mm.
working for radio, working for TV, and for it to, when it played out and it actually happened that first day when you got that interview, I could only imagine the excitement you were feeling.
Yo, I was quite excited. I could literally see myself in those studios already.
You were like, what?
I'm like, so I'm going to be living my dream soon. So these are the studios. I'm gonna be sitting there reading the news and all that.
How are you feeling about that?
It's lovely, and having my elder brothers as my first cheerleaders, like, yo, it's nice. They do call me after shows and like, sis, you're doing good.
You're like, you're doing excellent, man. Have you been doing this your whole life? I'm like, yeah, I've been
Yeah.
practicing my whole life.
And they'll be like, oh, so you are our sibling and you're doing that great job.
You're doing
and
great.
and it's so nice when they even write about it on social media, of how proud they are about me doing my job, which is my dream.
And I could only imagine the surreal feeling of just hearing that. You know, you're living your dream, and at the same time, you're getting praised for it. People are telling you how great you are, and they love what you're doing, and I can only imagine how you're feeling in this moment. Like, whew.
It's fulfilling, very fulfilling.
And you said you're currently on radio, and are you on? You haven't been on TV though yet, right? Have you actually been on
Yes,
the
I'm
actual
I'm
TV?
I'm still trying to I'm still trying to get into TV,
Well,
which
right now,
I'll eventually do.
yeah. I mean, right now, it's you could easily get on TV. I just do what I do, interview people. So I don't know where to start.
Yes, yes, that's true.
And it's just like I said, it's so easy in these days. It's so easy to do, and it's just like wow.
Mm. Yeah,
And
it's quite easy thanks to technology.
yeah, technology is it could be a blessing or it could be the opposite, but we're using it as a blessing, as a platform to
Yeah.
be good. And oh, you have all these people come onto the radio and you talk to them. Just talk about that for a minute. How's that?
It's actually nice.
You get people, is it like every day you get somebody new on there, or how does it work for radio?
Yeah, I'm able to talk to people, new people every day. Just this afternoon, I was talking to guests that I'm inviting for my Sunday shows, and it was quite lovely having a sort of a debate about the topics, and already I could feel that Sunday is going to be lit.
What would you say is the hardest thing that you deal with on the radio?
Pardon?
What is the hardest thing you come across on radio? What is like something that's super hard that you deal with?
It's difficult politicians when things are not going their way. Like they make it so difficult for you to get hold of them. Some will just be rude at you on air, trying to cover their their mistakes. Like they feel like you attacking them, whereas you just doing your job. You want the country to know the truth about issues.
Yeah, and I think
Some
that's
would refuse some would refuse to come for an interview, and then when you get opposition, they now say we want right of reply, those kind of things.
And yeah, I'm just thinking too. Like that's probably where I would have my hardest time with it is politics because I'm not really into it. I'm not either for either side. I'm like in the middle. I'm like, oh, you do what
Yeah.
you have to do.
Whichever works at that moment.
So like I could only imagine that feeling. You talking to somebody that's you're just like you said you're just doing your job and you're just talking about what you have to talk about so the country understands. But then they
Yes.
feel like you're attacking them, and I'm like, no, I'm just going by what you've been giving to us, what you've been telling us.
If people are frequently calling us as the station saying we don't have water, we don't have electricity, our job is to go to the relevant people and address it. We want them on air responding to those kind of questions because we can't answer for them.
And that is right. Is that the biggest problem you guys face in your country? Is just having power over there, clean water.
Yes, it's we constantly have load shedding as we speak. It started yesterday because the power utility said it's under pressure, and we still can't access clean water in villages. You still find people getting water from streams, rivers, or dams, and it's very dangerous because there's some people who are being attacked by crocodiles trying to get water.
Really?
Yes.
And how much of a blessing it is here that we can just go to our sink or go into the kitchen and just get some water if we want it. And
Yeah.
then you guys are like this. I mean, this is like you. Hold on, I gotta get myself together. But you guys
Yeah,
are
you should
talking
be
about.
grateful.
I'm just
This side,
taking it in
sometimes
for a
you
moment.
still have to carry a 25-liter bucket on your head, walking like quite a long distance to go get water.
And now, is this like an everyday thing, or how does that play out?
Okay, in some villages, it's an everyday thing. In town or cities, it's something that happens once in a while. There are cuts sometimes, but normally in towns we do have, as we speak, I do have electricity where I am. There is running water. I'm also fortunate that I go to the sink, find water, your bathrooms and whatnot, sanitation we do have this side.
And now,
Which in the villages they've somehow resorted to boreholes.
oh man. And you said at the same time as you're trying to go out and get your food or get your water, you gotta watch out for the wild animals, the crocodiles. You gotta watch out. It's pretty much
Yeah,
you're at
with
risk every day, huh?
yeah, not really wild animals per se, but with the water issue, that's when you come across your crocodiles. But it's not like you'll be walking and you just find a lion from nowhere. No, 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 no.
I'm just I'm
you
just
can
really
you can
trying to
just
take it
meet
all
an
in.
elephant out of nowhere. No, it's quite modernized these days. Even the villages, we do have great houses there. We do have electricity. Just that with this power cuts every now and then.
And now is that like kind of when you were a kid, was that like the dream? Were you always in a house that had electricity and everything, running water, or were you in the was that like something as a were growing up as a kid that was your dream? That's what you wanted as just a house that had power, that had water.
I was very privileged because both my parents were teachers. They were earning real good. We had a beautiful house, running water, bathrooms, uh, uh, electricity, and you'd see with some neighbors they didn't have that. Like you still see them going to buy water from far, carrying like 25 liters, 30 liters buckets. Sometimes when it's really hard, they'll even come and buy water from my place. That was a way of maintaining order in how my parents chose to help the community. They couldn't just let anyone come fetch some water. They're like, okay, it's fine. You can come buy water very cheap.
And was it like so? Now that I'm kind of getting a better idea for what it was like. So when you lost both your parents, was it harder for you just to keep up and keep the earnings and keep just so you had a roof over your head, or was it easy? Was it hard? Just
It was easy. I remember I only went to primary school in my village. Then when I went to secondary, I attended in town and a private school with a bit of resources. Like I could feel the difference. I could see the difference. But okay, I used to see other students going to secondary school in our village, which was not really pleasant. But when I went to attend in town, I could literally see the difference that, okay, I'm in a better place. So we really got it easy growing up.
and then just that alone, did you just feel honored and just had a more appreciation for your folks, for the upbringing you had after seeing that?
I actually did. They even wanted us to do better than they had. That's why they really influenced us to be educated and do better. I remember if ever you speak to them in English, or if someone calls in the land on the landline at home and they hear you speaking in English, they'll even reward you as proud parents. Or okay, uh, uh, it's quite a curve learning English in villages, but this child is trying. Like they'll get you some ice cream maybe, or if there's a school trip, by you just doing that, even if they'd said, ah no, let this one pass. But if they see that you being serious with your studies, they will just reward you with something nice.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, I think that's really how it should be. You want your kids to have better, you want you to do better for you, you know, than what you had. And I think that's really how every parent should see it. I'm not a parent myself. One day I will be, but is that how you feel towards your 11-year-old? You want him to be better or to have it better than you, or did it freeze again? Welcome back, welcome back.
Thank you.
But I was saying, so do you feel the same way towards your child? Do you, that you would like to see them possibly do more than you, or how are you growing
I
up?
I I actually have two sons now. The second one is turning 6 this year. So I want I want them to do better. I was actually telling my firstborn because I've seen that he's developed the love for rap music.
Oh,
So I was encouraging him that yes, you can do your rap music, but can we first prioritize school?
yes.
Yes.
Is he pretty good at rapping?
Yes, I was very impressed because it was when I found videos on his phone, he was actually freestyling about the surrounding, like teasing my siblings and the in-laws and the cousins. So I was quite impressed that he's not doing someone's lyrics, but what he's seeing there and quickly freestyling on that.
And that's really your son's gonna be coming out there. We're gonna see him in the future. I can already see it now,
Yeah.
just because just by what you told me,
True.
just there
That's true.
is. the fact that he's not stealing
mm,
somebody else's style, but the fact that he's able to
mm,
just talk about the things that are around him, and that's a rare thing,
mm.
especially at 11.
And it was rhyming so beautifully.
Man, yeah, he sounds so good, and he's in rhythm. A lot of people,
Yeah.
I would say, even around here, don't develop that until they're like 14, 15. The fact that he's doing it at 11,
Yeah.
doing
Mm.
it at 11 years old. What about your 6-year-old? How is he?
That one looks like a comedian.
He's gonna be doing some stand up.
Like whenever he's not around, everyone could feel it. That boy is not around because he always make us laugh.
He's gonna be
His
a
job is
comedian.
to just make us laugh.
Look at that. You guys are you're blessing your kids with talent, man. Your sons
Yes,
can, one's a rapper,
thank
the other
you.
one's gonna be a comedian.
You know?
And those two they gotta link together because a comedian and a rapper, man, that plays an important
Mm.
part. Especially when
Yes,
you
they
get
can
out
have
there
their
on
own
stage.
gigs together. Mm.
Yeah. And it's a perfect way. They can both use both of their strategies as they get older because the
Yeah.
comedian, he goes by any if you know a comedian, they go by what the crowd's giving them. And it goes the same
Mm.
for as a rap, same way. What can I rap
True.
about that the crowd can get along
Mm.
to? So they have that
Mm.
in
They,
common.
they must go with trends.
Yep. And it
Yeah.
so the fact that they're both a comedian and a rapper, that's gonna play out big in the future.
So it's going to be very nice. I'm gonna be a proud mom.
Yeah, and then that's gonna be the funny part of it all is like, so what does your
Yeah.
mom do? What does your dad do? Well, my mom's in radio. She works on TV. Like what?
We all going to be out there.
What does your husband do?
I don't have a husband.
Oh no.
Um, I'm not married. I actually got married to the second born's father, but things didn't work out. So we had to call it quits. But I do have a partner currently,
And what does he do?
and he's a social worker. He also just graduated his law degree this year.
Oh, congratulations if you're watching this. Congratulations, man, because I know that's a hard field to stay a part of. Social work, law,
Yeah.
and then your father and these two boys, and it's gonna be fun as a social worker because you got a rapper and you got a comedian. So have fun, man. Have fun. Have fun. That's all I can say. Have fun.
Yeah.
Now, my question for you: if there was any TV program that you could work for and see yourself on TV, which one would it be?
I love talk shows. Um, I'm 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 not that person who loves introducing music and laughing. I love deep topics. So I'd really love to have my own talk show about politics, about culture, about religion, like those deep conversations, they fulfill me.
Just kind of, what would your show be called? What your TV show? What did you call it? You got a name for it?
Oh my goodness.
Your talk show?
Okay, it has to have my name in it. I want to really own that show. Like you should know that okay, Lizzie's got this. Yes.
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be like okay. It's gonna say the blank. It's gonna be your name show.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, in that order, in that order.
I definitely can see it, man. And you're probably
Mm.
are you gonna be like Oprah Winfrey? You're gonna be like, "Here's a gift for you." You're gonna say, "Here you
You
go."
know, I'll be the happiest woman.
Yeah, because you're living the dream. You're living your
Yes.
dream out.
Yeah.
Who's gonna be your first guest?
Okay. I truly love hosting women and the challenges they're facing. In South Africa, we have this demon, gender-based violence and femicide. So, as one woman who survived that from my previous relationship, I really love sharing with other women what I went through. Because at first, some red flags about an abusive man come as a love gesture. So I love teaching women those things. So I'd really love to host a woman who really understands this kind of things to share with other women how their self-worth, how their self-love as a woman, like to truly love yourself, to say, I won't stand this. I'm gonna leave this relationship. We do find a lot of women saying, if I leave, what will people say? Especially with those who are in Christianity, they'll be singing, God hates divorce.
Yeah. And
I'll be embarrassing my parents if I divorce. But you know very well that you're not happy. You know very well that this man might kill you one day.
yeah,
And there are those who say, I'm gonna stay for my kids so that my kids grow up in an orderly family where there's a father, where there's a mother, like a united family. But kids grow up and see that this family is not peaceful. This family is not good. It's toxic, and they're the ones who suffer more.
and most importantly, what's the worst part of that is when the kid's growing up
Yeah,
and seeing it, is a lot of parents seem to miss this,
yeah.
is the child's they're taking this all in. And
Mm.
you're like
And we,
you're trying your best to, shadow the
yeah.
kid from being this way, but what's happening is when you stay in this relationship and you're not doing nothing about it, you're just passing this on to the child. And what's going to happen is that
Yes.
child's going to grow up and do the exact same thing. Hopefully not.
We do have a lot of broken adults because of their childhood traumas, which were not dealt with.
It's a very
We
common
we
thing
we
here as well.
we do have men who beat up women, trying to protect their fathers because their mothers used to beat their women, or wives. We also have women who be beating their husbands, trying to protect their mothers because they grew up seeing these things. And this kind of leads to people no longer believing in love. You find a lot of people thinking that marriages are just a convenient these days because out of 10 people, you find 8 being abused in relationships, whether physically, whether emotionally, psychologically, or financially, you know,
Yeah, and there's a lot that takes place there, and really, what it comes
a
down
lot.
to, what does it come down to? What would you say is to help people discover that the relationship should be brought up in love? What would your advice be to that person that is going through it right now?
You know, as women, we do feel like we become worthless if we leave those kind of relationships. When you advise someone who you see being beaten every day, they'll be like, your relationship failed. Mine is not going to fail. I'm going to endure. I'm going to make it work. And you can't make it work alone. Relationships are supposed to be two people meeting each other halfway. You two different individuals who grew up in different family setups. So you can't be the only one compromising for a relationship to work. You must work together. If you find yourself now being the only one compromising, it's wrong. You're no longer happy. So people should truly choose love and happiness.
Amen. Amen to that. And it's a touchy topic, but I'm going to dig a little bit more into it. It's because I believe, without a doubt, people need to hear it. You know, what would your advice be to the person, the male, the female, the man or woman that is currently dealing? They're in a relationship that they're currently feeling like they want to get out of it, but at the same time they want to, like you said, they want to keep it going for the kids. They don't want to mess that up. What would your advice be to that person dealing with that right now?
One thing I know, like talking from experience, uh, you will see that this relationship is wrong and it's not good for me. But until your heart says enough is enough, there's no way you're going to leave that relationship. You may go for counseling however way you want. We may advise these people so many times, but until the heart says enough is enough, it's just unfortunate that some had to die before the heart says enough is enough. You'll advise someone right now when they're being beaten up, like go to the police, open a case. They go there at that moment when they're still hurt. The following day they go and cancel that case, and you find those two people working together being lovey-dovey and you're like, what's going on? Simply because this one of these people still believes that it's gonna work, and mostly it's the victim who still believes that it's gonna work. Like they always think this person is gonna change, and it doesn't happen like that.
Now, the person that is currently, I'm feeling somebody watching right now that's in a abusive relationship, and they wanna end it. They have no attachments or nothing, but they're afraid that this person's gonna follow them and try to harm them. What would you say to that person?
The best way is to involve law enforcement. Just like in my case, I had to go get a protection order. Because what I know about abusers, they don't want to be losers. When you leave them, it's like you stirring more of their abusiveness, because they want them to they want themselves to have a final say. So if you become the one who says I'm ending this, you crushing their ego. That's why they keep coming after you. They'll even beat you up as to why are you dumping me, knowing very well that this thing is not working, it's not healthy. So involve law enforcement. I do believe that they can protect where they can. Yeah.
And then I want to step into, if you're comfortable enough to talk about what you dealt with, your relationship. Can you kind of, give us a little backstory of that and what you dealt with, the abuse and what it was like?
Okay. At first, this guy was very loving. I didn't have a car, and we worked in the same place, just different shifts. Like he'll insist on picking me up from work. He'll insist on buying stuff and bring them back home instead of me going to the shops, which later on I realized that those were some sort of insecurities. Like he literally get angry over a guy looking at me while we're doing shopping. I'll have to answer him as to why was that guy looking at you. I don't even know the guy. I'm working with you, dude. Why are you asking me about people that I don't even know? Sometimes I'll even have a beating for that. And this led to him choosing what kind of clothes I should wear so that my body won't be revealed, because when it's revealed, I it's like me calling men's attention. Like he didn't even want males calling me, and with the kind of job that I'm doing, it exposes me to a lot of people. So there's no way I can't have males calling me. And even though you're someone's partner, you can't know all their relatives. Sometimes when a male relative calls, before I even explain, I'll get a beating. And then when I explain, or no, it's my cousin, it's my distant cousin, already I've gotten a beating. And at that moment, I felt like, no man, this guy loves me. He wants me to behave, which was very wrong of me to think about it in that manner. Because we are both adults and responsible ones for that matter. If I'm with you, it's my responsibility to know that I shouldn't be with another man. And let me be that adult who decides that. Because you can't be with me 24/7. And if you don't trust me while I'm with you, what happens then when I'm not around?
Exactly. And
Yes.
I'm just thinking too at the same time as you're telling me the story, like how hard it must have been working in radio and having, you know, different people, different men come on the show to talk about politics or religion or, you know, whatever it was the topic. And just I could only imagine what you were dealing with then.
It was tough. Sometimes I'll get a beating at night. Following morning, I'm going to work. I'm reporting about a husband who killed the wife, kids, and then killed himself, which I know it's possible that I might face the same fate. And I'll be telling people that this is wrong. Don't stay, leave. I'll be calling in psychologists who'll be advising people to leave, whereas I stayed because I believed that he's gonna change. After every beating, he'll kind of tell me that no, if you didn't do one, two, three, I couldn't have done. And it always became my fault. If you were not wearing a tight dress, that man wouldn't have looked at you. And also I wouldn't have beaten you. You see, like every time it's supposed to be me being blamed.
And you were taking the fall for pretty much everything. Now, was my
Yeah.
question is, was his parents the same way? Is this what he's seen in his parents' relationship, or
The first time I told his mother about it, his father was late. She was shocked because this guy, in front of people, he's the sweetest person you'll ever see. Even my family didn't believe me at first. To my surprise, some of my family members would even ask me, why did he beat you? What did you do? They believed there's a reason or there's something I did that provoked him. And just by them asking that, it made me realize that these people think it's okay for someone to beat you because you did something they didn't like.
yeah, I think a lot of people would probably see it like that too and think like, okay, he's painting this beautiful picture on the outside, he's treating you good in front of everybody else, but behind closed
Yes.
doors, that's where, for most of the people, you know, that's where
Yeah.
the bad stuff is happening. What helped you finally
Yes.
decide to say, all
Like
right, enough
it's
is enough?
someone uh, uh I even miscarried in the process. There's a time he beat me up and I got a miscarriage, but I still chose him. I stayed until I had my second born. So until one day when I was sitting and I really I was thinking about my life. I'm like, no, I'm not happy. I'm living my dream. I'm working on the radio. This is supposed to be something that makes me happy. But I'm no longer happy because every time I'm scared, I'm even scared to ask questions on things that I don't understand. I'm even scared to go out alone because when I come back, I'll get a beating. So I'm like, no, I can't go on like this. I can't have my kids witness this kind of things. I grew up in a very loving family. I want that kind of a family.
Yeah,
So I believe at that point my heart was also done. I could see that this man is not going to change. So I decided I'm leaving. And me telling him that I'm leaving made things worse. He
oh,
started stalking me.
yeah,
He started stalking me. Like he'll be texting me. I saw you walking with a man. I saw you getting off another man's car. And I didn't even see him, but he's telling me about my every move.
And did it get to a
So it,
point? Look, I wanted to kind of go back a little bit. Did he ever try to force you to quit your dream, your career?
he also was working on the radio. We worked at the same place.
Oh,
So I made it very clear for him that this is what I love. And he kept saying, if ever I get rich, you have to quit your job and be a housewife, take care of the family.
so he did. Yeah, so he did try to force you to quit your dream, and
Yes, if ever he had gotten rich when we're still together, maybe I could have quit my job.
just just take a moment. Like, just think about it for like take a moment and just be thankful and grateful for that to not happen. The fact that you're out, you're still on radio and you're working into being on TV, which is gonna happen eventually here soon. You're gonna have your own talk show.
And what hurts me the most is that you also have guests talking against GBV. And you'd swear that this man never beats his wife, but that was the opposite.
Yeah, but that's the thing. A lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people. I've had a couple other guests that have come on here and say like, their dad was a pastor, and outside he was this incredible. Like everybody was like, wow, he's an amazing guy. But at the same time, he's beating the mom, he's molesting the children, and doing
Yeah.
all kinds of things behind closed doors, and just
Mm,
it's sad. It's a lot of people don't really know the true stories, and like you said, when it comes down to it, and you're trying to speak out and tell people what's really going on,
mm,
they're not going to take your word for it because they're saying this different character. And they're like,
yeah.
no, there's no way this guy's doing that behind closed doors.
Mm. And the guy would tell me that he's disciplining me.
Yeah, and then say stuff like that, like
Yeah,
I'm
I
teaching
was
the right thing to
disciplining
do.
you.
It's like, no,
Yeah.
that's not how you teach people.
I want you to be a better woman.
Yeah, like you're not my parent. You're not. You're my lover. You're not supposed to be my parent. You're not supposed to be beating me down and breaking my ego and completely destroying me as a person.
Mm,
I'm more proud of you because you got out of that. You escaped
thank you.
and you didn't stay in it because it probably could have led to you not even being on this show.
Yes.
And just think about just the blessings that are ahead. I mean, just being on here, this is a start, but many more are coming your way, especially once this becomes public. You get on TV.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm just letting you know the blessings are gonna flow. They're coming. Just keep,
Amen.
just keep doing what you gotta do, man. Keep doing your thing. You're living the life, man, that
Thank you.
is a blessing. You're chasing after your dreams, and
Yeah.
God says, like, whatever you dream, man, you plant your seeds. It's happening. You're speaking to others, and
Mm-hmm.
you love to smile, and it's contagious. So you get to spread that positivity into the world, love it to the world. I mean, it's gonna come back to you,
Yeah. Yeah. Always choose the happiness and peace.
and that's the fruit of the spirits.
Yeah.
This is having that inside you, that love, that joy,
Mm.
happiness, peace, peace being around you all the time. It's just you can't beat it.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you'd like to cover in your story? This is your story.
Like I just want people to keep pushing their dreams. Don't give up. Don't settle, no matter how difficult it is. I once read somewhere they said, be like a lion. No matter how hard it is, you won't find it eating vegetables.
I
So
like
just keep that spirit. Yeah.
I'm gonna
Just
actually,
just keep that just keep that spirit. You don't have to the minute you find yourself coming with excuses, just know that you're failing yourself.
yeah, and
Yes, we do fall along the way, but don't allow to stay down. Just get up, clean up yourself, and go forward.
preach it now. Come on, you're
Yeah.
feeling it. Let it come out. We got this. Keep it going. Keep it going.
it it's quite fulfilling when you know that you really had to fight for this. There were so many stumbling blocks, but you knew that this is what I want, and if I can't get this, I won't be fulfilled. So keep fighting. Have that fighting spirit.
Perfect, perfect. Being, don't be the lion, be the lion chaser is really what you should say.
Yeah,
Be willing to
yeah.
jump over the obstacles. Be willing to take on all the challenges. Never,
Hmm.
you don't want to go throughout your life living a what if. You don't want to have that factor ever.
Yeah, true,
Whatever you
true.
chase after, do it. Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to
Don't be the
fail.
one who kill your dreams.
Yeah, don't kill your own dream, man. Don't take a stone to your own dream. Because
Yeah.
you'll have that what if factor when you're sitting in your rocking chair when you're older. And you'll be like, man, I wish I would have did that. But now
Mm.
you're living in the time right now to get out there and make it happen. You know,
Yes, and look at it in this way. From 2020, there's been COVID. Just be grateful and useful for the moment that you've been spared. Like we've been losing people every day. We've been losing people every day. Ask yourself, why are you still here?
exactly. You hit what I was
And
about to just say.
yeah,
It happened in 2019, I think. COVID first came into play.
yeah,
And I like to say, rest in peace to everybody that, we lost during that. You're forever loved and you're forever remembered. But the people that are here right now in this moment, watching this show, listening to this, you're still here. Think about that. You're still here. You have
yeah.
purpose in this world.
Be useful. Be useful.
You
Don't
are
just
destined.
be still here and you just be like, oh, okay, I'm still alive. So what? Make it count.
Make it count. Exactly what she just said. And that dream that you're sitting on right now, or that if you don't know exactly what you want to do with your life, you haven't figured it out yet, think about what comes easy to you. What is something that you
Yeah.
do that is very easy and that you know without a doubt if you could do that for a living, you'd be the happiest person in the world.
Yeah.
That is your calling. That's your dream.
True.
That's
True.
what you're meant to do. So,
Hmm.
figure out what you can do to use your gift, whatever comes easy to you, and pursue it.
Yeah.
Continue to do it.
Mm.
And you'll be just like her and you'll be like me, where you're continuously happy for what you do.
So some people are sitting on their dreams. They keep saying, "This is a hobby. This is the hobby," whereas it's their gift.
The saddest the this is gonna probably hit a lot of people. The saddest place to visit is the cemetery because
Yeah.
there is a lot of dreams there in those graves.
Mm.
People that, could have easily used them and made a
Mm.
difference in this world, but they chose not to use them. They allowed somebody else's
We,
words to bring them down. They
yeah.
allowed something to push it away and say, nope, that's not for me. I could never do this. But don't be that person. This is me. If you're watching this is me and her telling you to get out there and live that dream, to do it, to
Yes.
pursue it.
We living we living on borrowed time. You can't just sit and be comfortable. Sometimes you even have to move away from your comfort zone and start new things.
Also, another thing is you're probably saying to yourself in this moment, I'm too old. I can't chase it right now. Don't believe that. That's an excuse. That's an
That's
excuse.
true. We have people obtaining their degrees in their 60s, 70s because they don't want to die with that dream.
Yeah. And the truth is behind it, Time is an illusion. Time is something we made
Mm,
up as humans.
mm,
Don't live on what we created, because you have plenty of time. You're on God's time. So it doesn't matter how old you are. You could be in
mm.
your rocking chair right now, you could jump right out, or you could be, just in high school looking for that motivation, and here it is. Go out there and do your thing. Now, if it's
Mm,
evil, don't do
yes.
that. Don't do it with love. Do everything with love. Love, love, love.
Yes, yes. My former boss used to say, the day that red light goes on when you're about to go on air and you feel nothing, just quit. It's no longer in you.
You know, has that stuck with you forever now?
Mm,
You feel like that, like you hear his voice, and you see that red light, and you're like, okay, but you're
yeah.
feeling like that all of those emotions. I know what you're saying though. You're feeling all
Yeah,
those
you
emotions.
feel
You're
like
like,
your
let's
heart
go,
your heart is about to kick out from the
let's
the
go,
chest.
let's go.
Yes,
Yeah, but he's saying if you don't feel that no more, it's not for you no more. It's time to move on.
yes. Try something else.
You always want to have that adrenaline, that thrill going on inside you, where you're like you said, your heart's about to jump right out of your chest. I can't wait to see your first show, man, your first talk show, and how like you're probably like, woo. They're gonna have to probably throw some water in your face to make sure that you're awake. You're like, let go, hold on.
You know. Mm.
All right, as we begin to wrap this thing up, I just want to say thank you for coming on and telling your story. It's truly awesome just to be in this moment.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for accepting the invite and coming on and give me some of your time to tell your story and to give advice to these lovely people that are watching or listening right now.
It was such a great honor.
And as we begin to wrap this thing up, let's get into these bonus questions. If you could travel to anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Oh my God, France.
Where are you heading?
Pardon?
I said, where are you heading? If you could travel anywhere in the world, where are you heading? Where are you going?
Uh, okay. I've been watching a lot of Korean movies lately, and I wish to be in there.
Going to Korea.
Yes, it seems like a very nice place and lovely culture.
Now, if anybody were to ask me that same question, I'd tell you I want to go everywhere. I want to see the whole world. I don't want to just go to one place, but I'd like to see it all.
Come to South Africa.
I like to see it all, man. I like to experience
Yeah.
everything and see of all God's
Mm,
creation and all the beauty in the world. That's what, like we were talking about earlier, just being out in the world and seeing Mother
yeah.
Earth and just seeing the beauty of it all. I just could imagine just visiting every country, every place, every area, just on this earth itself and seeing it. It's just like wow, because I believe without a doubt there's so much to see, and I want to see it. I want to see it.
Yeah.
All right, question number two. What is your favorite animal?
Ooh, I don't like animals.
No?
I'm scared of animals. I think I have a phobia.
Well, I like elephants.
Wow.
Yeah, I like to ride one time. Walk into town with
Okay.
my elephant, just like, yeah, look at me, look at me. Step on somebody's car. Uh, all right, the final question here is outside of your talk show, what are your goals for the future? What should we expect from you in the future?
Okay. I think I'm still into politics. I did politics in university. It's just unfortunate that the kind of job that I'm doing now doesn't allow me to be into politics. I think I'll be into politics once more.
No, that's cool. That was something I wondered. Like you're not. Are you allowed to talk about politics and religion on radio at all, or is that a no-no?
Yes, as long as you're not taking sides, like
Oh,
you just
okay,
facilitate the whole thing. Yeah.
that makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, that was it. That's the final question. I just want to say thank you, and for everybody that's watching, thank you for listening. If anybody wants to get in contact with you, how can they do that?
Okay. If I just don't know if people are gonna spell these things right. You can find me on Facebook. It's Murovhi Tshimangadzo, my name, and then also on Instagram it's at Tshima, and then on Twitter as well, my full names, and I'm also on TikTok as Tshima.
Hey, you're
You
on
can even
everything.
you can
You're on all the platforms. Hey.
you can even email me at chimaliz@gmail.co.za.
All right. If anybody kind of they have a trouble with your, saying your name or spelling it out, I'll put it down in the info box. That way you can find her easier.
Thank
But
you.
like I said, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And if you would like to tell your story sometime, feel free to come on. This is Chris, and I'm